Greetings from NeuronThemes. We are presenting another pop-up video. It happens to the best of us that we might get stuck on the decision whether or not to buy a certain product. This is where our pop-up comes into play. We will build a social share pop-up that will suggest users to share the product with their friends and hear their opinions. Let's start on a blank page. We'll configure the pop-up settings. We will set the width for the pop-up. We don't want to interrupt our customers while they're rethinking their option. This is why we will position the pop-up on the right. Set an entrance animation to suit the effect of the pop-up. An exit animation will be set too. Now, let's add a background color for the pop-up from the Style tab. Once we're done with that, we will design the Close button. Set the vertical and horizontal position in pixels to place it neatly in our design. Set a color as well as set the size for the Close button. We are done with the basics. Let's add a section first. Go to the Advanced tab and add some top padding value to give our content some room to breathe. Now we will drag in a heading element. Let's write our content. From the Style tab, we will only configure the typography options. Let's duplicate the heading for another line of text. Change the content. Here too, from the Style tab, we will only configure the typography options. It's time for the prime component in our pop-up. Let's search for the Share Buttons element. Drag it onto the page. We have here a few default platforms selected. Of course, we'll change them and add the ones we need. Once we're finished with that, from Style, we will only choose to show icons and we will align them to the center. It's apparent that we have some styling to do. From the Style tab, change the column's gap, the button's height. Next, we will configure the icon size and their width. You can play around with these settings to match your design. We will change the colors. We'll have them custom for our pop-up. Set the primary color and the secondary colors for our share buttons. They look great. One more final component to really elevate our design. Let's drag in the image element and upload our content. Set the image size to full. We're almost done here. One final configuration. Click on the sections handle to open its settings. Set the column gap to no gap so that our image is displayed fully. And that's it. The design process is done. Now we only need to set the conditions and triggers. Click on Publish. First, we'll assign our pop-up to only be shown on WooCommerce products. We'll set the triggers as well. We will switch the After Inactivity trigger and set a time we feel appropriate to wait after our users hasn't engaged or responded with a page. We will leave it to 30 seconds. But for better results, you would need to run some tests and analyze the bounce rate of your website. We won't be setting any advanced rules. Now we're ready to see how our pop-up turned out. Preview the page where we assigned our pop-up. Let's wait for it. Here it is. Awesome! This concludes our video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos and tutorials.